This stupid fucking bracket. Okay. Issues that I have with this bracket, okay?
Well, let's talk about what it is first. So
IGN's
this
best.
is
Go
this
ahead.
is
Go ahead.
IGN's definitive best video game of all time bracket, sponsored by Hulu Live TV. Okay, I guess they did some sort of collab, and they made a video game bracket and allowed users to vote on what their favorite game was. So we've got everything from The Witcher 3 to Persona 5 Royal to Animal Crossing New Horizons to Fortnite, Fallout New Vegas, Halo 2, Super Mario World, Doom, the
Okay.
original.
Okay. Wait. So I want to talk about some of the inconsistencies here. Grand Theft Auto 5 is a commercial success, which is why I would assume it somehow made it to top 2. Are you telling me Grand Theft Auto 5 is better than The Witcher 3? And if we're judging. No. I'm not done. If we're judging a game's commercial success as the merit for where it winds up on this list, how did The Witcher 3 beat Minecraft? How does that happen?
Well, I don't think the Dream SMP stands were included on this poll, but what I will tell you is that we're not really debating what's better in terms of The Witcher 3 versus Grand Theft Auto 5
But
or The Witcher 3 versus Minecraft. What we're debating
the way
is
that they have
whether or not
structured this,
God of
why
War
is Bioshock,
2018.
why is Bioshock and Overwatch paired together?
Well, they're
Those
both
are two
horrible,
entirely
so,
different.
honestly,
Firstly,
that
they're
must have been
both.
the losers bracket.
Firstly, okay, they were both knocked out very early. That's besides the point. Why are they paired together? What criteria were we using? This is a bunch of malarkey.
Regardless of how you feel about the bracket criteria, I don't think I can argue with the end result that God of War 2018 was the best game of all time. I don't think I can argue with that. That's a really good game.
So you said Dark Souls was on here. I don't. Oh, okay, I see it. Okay, Dark Souls got knocked out by Batman Arkham City? Dark Souls is literally a game that people use to describe other games. Other games become Dark Souls-like when they're like mildly difficult and you have RPG like third-person combat. That's what qualifies as soul-like, but it literally coined a genre of games.
I guess Bruce Wayne beat the hell out of the first flame. I don't know.
How the fuck did Grand Theft Auto San Andreas made it to... Grand Theft Auto San Andreas didn't get knocked out until God of War. How?
What's interesting is you see, talking about The Witcher 3, The Witcher 3 made it really, really far.
Because it's a phenomenal game. But,
yeah.
The Witcher 3 versus Minecraft.
What I don't understand is how San Andreas beat Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the original. I mean, that was a good game. That was a good game. But, again, we're getting off topic because I still agree that God of War 2018 is the best game, at least on this list. So
Titanfall 2 beat out Apex Legends. Lol. That's actually a dead game at this point.
Yeah.
Bloodborne beat out Tetris. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, who thought? Think about two games, and you wanna compare apples, at least apples to oranges. If you're gonna compare two things, hopefully both of them are fruit. They compared apple to half a side of cow.
I like to think that these little pink numbers on here are the amount of people that voted to make this happen.
Yeah, but so it had to be a choice. It had to be a choice.
I know, but can you zoom in to see what those numbers say?
Super Mario World.
Eight people voted for God of War, and 4 people voted for Grand Theft Auto 5. It's got to be what it is, right?
No, that's the number on its. I think that's just the number.
Yeah, it's the number assigned to it on the bracket.
Yeah, there was a
But it would have been way funnier if what I said was true.
like. You're telling me Grand Theft Auto San Andreas beat out Red Dead Redemption? Are you really telling me that?
Just because the amount of boomers that remember that game. Those games are pretty controversial back in the day, man.
What do you mean by controversial? It was a game about being a cowboy.
Not Red Dead Redemption, you moron. Grand Theft Auto.
Okay, that makes more sense. But, Grand Theft Auto is always, in Vice City, you'd, be low on health. You'd get a hooker into your car, take her into an alley, get your health back up by doing things, and then you'd unalive the person to get your money back after you had full health.
I've never played Grand Theft Auto.
I'm looking forward to the remake of Vice City. I will probably play that for nostalgia's sake. Because I played that when I was way too young to be playing that.
Yeah, I had this dude in school that we traded video games. I don't even remember what I gave him, but I had never played Grand Theft Auto and he had never played one of the games that I had, and we traded. That disc definitely did not work.
So,
not even in the slightest. I'm pretty sure he spun it on the asphalt before he gave it to me.
Just are they taking the highest rated game versus the lowest rated game, or I don't understand why is Red Dead Redemption paired with Borderlands? Why is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas paired with Mario Kart? Why is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic paired with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2?
So I think when you look at the original bracket, I mean, there's a couple of them that don't make sense.
How did WoW
Super
beat
Mario.
Fortnite? How did WoW beat Fortnite?
You're underestimating how many people play WoW.
You're underestimating how many people play WoW and absolutely hate the game.
I mean, you're not wrong. They still play it. Dude, you think anybody that's got mommy's credit card and they're just slamming the V-Bucks button is even reading IGN? Do they even know what IGN is? Probably not.
The first game that God of War knocked out was StarCraft. They put a game that has earned its place on this podium, and from everything that I've heard, is a really, really great video game. Wait, where's The Last of Us?
Upper right. It's paired against Metal Gear Solid 3. I mean, honestly, that's a pretty decent pairing.
Okay, yeah. I don't agree with this shenanigan.
They got
but the
Halo
rest of
2 and Mass Effect 2 paired together. They got Grand Theft Auto 5 and Uncharted 2 paired together. Where it gets wonky is when you got Street Fighter 2.
Why is
Pokemon Yellow?
Yeah, Super Mario 64. Super Mario 64 versus Batman Arkham City.
For the most part, though, when I see these pairings, I agree with all the choices as they've made.
This makes sense. Dark Souls versus Shadow of the Colossus. That's the first pairing on this list that is even remote, fruit compared to fruit.
Dude, we just listed 4 brackets that are fruit compared to fruit. What are you talking about?
Where?
Okay, The Last of Us and Metal Gear Solid 3 for starters.
Those are entirely different games.
Oh, yes, but they at least are fruit compared to fruit. Apples and oranges are different, but they're still fruit.
Okay.
Halo 2 and Mass Effect 2, same thing.
Hades and Metroid Prime, I think Hades probably should have got further in that. Hades deserved to be significantly higher up on this list. Hades is phenomenal. Wait, has Breath of the Wild 2 come out yet?
No.
Is that
No. That's its bracket number.
Oh, okay, thank you. I was like, what?
Yeah. Put your readers on. Anyway.
Okay, I am gonna get angry the longer I look at that. That's gonna go away for a moment.
So what's going on? What's been going on? What have you been playing?
I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 and Destiny 2. I was playing Destiny 2 a lot last weekend, and I ended up leaving the weekend pretty disappointed, definitely a little upset. So they revamped Trials for this season, which is their end game competitive game mode, and the first weekend it was out, man, like I'm decent at Destiny 2 PvP. I'm not like an absolute god, running around ruining lobbies, but I'm decent. And I got my first 2 flawlesses ever in Destiny since 2014. I got to the lighthouse twice that first weekend, and I was having fun. I had fun playing the whole weekend, had a blast. Well, they made some changes the second weekend, and I got a flawless second weekend. I was going for like 7 hours, and then the very last card that Prezi and I had played, we got flawless, playing with randoms. Literally just playing with blueberries. And then this last weekend, like I honestly, like looking at my stats, like my stats were better than they usually are. Like I hit 82% of my headshots with a sniper rifle that weekend. Just for reference for how I was performing. And I was not able to get the flawless this last weekend, and I really tried for it. Like I did not play the game that I wanted to play all weekend so that I could attempt that, and I didn't get it. So that was really disheartening.
Are you gonna get Diablo 2? I feel like I've personally talked a lot of trash about Blizzard, so I feel very hypocritical with what I'm about to say next. But I think I want to get Diablo 2.
I don't feel hypocritical. So I've addressed it a couple times here on the podcast, but there is a difference between speaking out against the practices of a publisher and punishing the developers that are working on those games. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, and I've spoken with people on Twitter about this, boycotting that game ultimately will not hurt Blizzard. There are enough people that are going to buy that game that the couple people that get on their high horse and don't buy that game are not hurting Blizzard. They're only hurting developers. And if there are developers at that studio that say didn't want to be there anymore, they could suffer if that game suffers performance. Because at the end of the day, like if you're applying for jobs or you're putting something on your resume, if something didn't perform well, it doesn't matter why it didn't perform well. Like rarely does context really, and with that being said, I don't agree with that. I actively acknowledge that's not poggers. But in the real world, like the context of that situation and the nuance of that situation will probably not come into play when you have a bunch of people applying for different development jobs. And I know I played the hell out of Diablo 2 back when it was actually out, like when it was the thing, right? Because I played a little bit of Diablo 1, but like Diablo 2 was my first real foray into like proper gaming that wasn't a handheld or like a console. Like I played Diablo 2 pretty heavily before I started playing World of Warcraft. Like I had a like late game necromancer kitted out, like was running and grinding end game gear. Like that's like I was in it. And I think I want to play it again, but I don't know. I don't know how well the rose-colored glasses are going to hold up, because I've seen a lot of people playing it and going like, man, this feels so old, because they touched up the textures, and they refreshed some things, but they kept the bones. It plays like Diablo 2 because it's Diablo 2. So it doesn't have some of the creature comforts that I've become accustomed to in games. And so I'm worried that I'll tarnish the memory of that. And it's just super hard right now to fit other games into my schedule.
Well, you made me feel 100% better, so I'm going to buy it as soon as this is done. So hear me out.
Do you hear my point though with the developers?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Well, I always felt that way. I mean, I really think with the response that has been held over their head for this amount of time, I think that the people that are responsible for this are ultimately going to be punished. I mean, they've got so many people looking into this situation.
I mean, Blizzard's
inside and out.
Blizzard's corporate head of like legal has stepped out from the company.
Yeah,
that's
so.
You would think in the middle of like the largest legal like crap storm that a game developer is going through, for your lead attorney, your head corporate attorney, to go like, I'm gonna just see myself out. That's bad. That's real bad.
Here's the play. Tell me what you think. Melee necro build and hardcore. What do you think?
I think you're gonna die.
I
You
think it'll
you
turn out great.
No, it won't.
You don't
You're gonna put
a necro with a battle axe? Are you kidding me?
You're gonna put on your skeleton armor, and one of those little like I forget what they're called, but like the demon hobgoblin things is gonna one shot you.
Are you gonna play with me if I get it?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Because
Well,
I will end up playing a necromancer. That's what I had the most fun with. But
dude,
I don't do a melee build or anything cheesy like that. I play to the strengths. I run around with an army of 30 creatures around me at all times. I'm way back in combat. Oh, you knocked out one of my skeletal mages? I'm pulling up two more. They got full health now. Get some.
I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before. I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast or not. Did I tell you the story about my hardcore Zealadin build? Did I tell you that story? Yeah.
Yeah,
Did I say it on the podcast?
I think
I'm
so.
pretty
I
sure I
believe
did.
so. You
Yeah,
did.
yeah, 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 yeah. Dude,
You got pretty late in the game into like the jungle area before you got like knocked, right?
well, I was in nightmare mode, but I went back to normal to help another player beat um, the Chaos Sanctuary, the last level where Diablo's at.
Yep.
And when I was going through and doing the thing with the seals to summon him, one of the rando boss mobs had a mirror buff on.
Oh, you one shot yourself. Yep.
Yeah, I one shot myself in hardcore and then uninstalled the game and never played it again.
I don't know if I want to do a hardcore. I might want to do a hardcore run. There's real stakes there, but like that,
Hey,
that has
we
there
are
are
looking for October content.
I have put down games for less, just for for the record. Like I played through almost all of Sniper Elite 4, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Here, hold on. 3, Sniper Elite 3 on the old Xbox. I played through almost all of Sniper Elite 3 on Sniper Elite difficulty. Realistic bullet trajectory, like wind resistance, bullet drop, everything, right? Like fully realistic, like you take one shot and you are really wounded and you've probably died. I was literally like a couple missions from the end of the game, and we weren't roommates yet at the time. But one of my future roommates, his uncle, goes like, "Hey, can I play?" And I go, "Yeah, just please don't save over anything." He starts a new game and overwrote my game. I never picked it. I've never
did you
picked it.
evict them?
No, no, I just never played the game again. To
So,
this day, I've never. I love the Sniper Elite games. They're so much fun. I've
dude,
never played it again.
do you know what would be great to see though? To do a like a 8 player rather hardcore battle royale Diablo 2. And when I say battle royale, I don't mean in like the battle royale shooter genre. I mean like a literal last man standing hardcore
Like
competition, right?
elimination, like who's left.
Yes, everybody plays solos, like the Hunger Games or something, dude. Right, but everybody plays solo, and then literally whoever makes it the furthest is the one that wins. Dude, that would be so fun to watch. You know what I mean?
That'd be aggressive. That'd be aggressive to edit.
Well, I mean, it's for someone else to do and invite us because I'm not doing it. I would participate in it, but I'm not
so,
organizing it. And I'm not doing
so
any
I
editing
would
for it.
I'd put together one of two builds. I would either put together a paladin or a necromancer.
Yeah.
Yep, I really like the paladins, like being able to heal himself, being able to have like he has some pretty strong area of effect melees that like regen him when you get the right armor sets. And then with the necromancer, it's seriously it's so much fun. You summon a golem, you summon 4 of the skeleton warriors, you summon 4 of the skeletal mages, you get 2 or 3 of the skeletal art. You have an army of crap just following you around, and then you using like gems and gear, you buff your minions. You don't buff yourself. You literally just buff your minions so that your individual skeletons are rolling through mobs like an actual like Dark Souls boss.
I don't
That's so
know,
much
man.
fun.
I kind of think I think the best build would probably be some type of sorceress. I never played that class enough to know. But I feel
I mean,
like
the magic in
that'll
that
be the
game
way to
really
go.
dumpsters. The magic in that game really dumpsters. So my buddy Sigmus, he played a sorceress when we did a playthrough of Diablo 3 together, and absolutely wrecked with it. He did a sorceress and I did a monk for Diablo 3.
I'm actually
So
buying it right now.
I can't get it right now. It's gonna have to wait. I got
Well,
the
I'm trying to buy it right now, but yeah, it's
I got the anniversary
not
coming
working.
up, so it'll have to wait a little bit.
Um, yeah, I bought Mrs. Rathagen's anniversary present today. It's gonna make you
Nice.
sick what I got her. It's gonna make you sick. Got her an iPhone. That face.
Yes.
You're like, but why didn't you get her
Why
a
is that an
Samsung?
why is that an anniversary gift?
Because she needed a
We
new
just
phone.
we just got Heather a new phone because she needed a new phone. If I would have known I could have used that for an anniversary gift, I'd have made her hold off for a couple months.
Because we don't do phone payments. Like I bought her the phone
Oh,
outright in
oh,
cash.
okay, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we a couple months ago, like her phone started acting up, and so it was like, well, whatever, like they'll cover your phone, they'll give her an upgrade, and so she got like the 5G version upgrade of the next model for her phone, and then I went in to talk to them about switching over the internet, and they were like, well, we'll give you $800 for your phone right now if you upgrade and get a 5G plan. And I was like, well, Heather has a 5G phone. We might as well have a 5G plan so that she can use the 5G. So I got a new phone. Didn't get the one I wanted because COVID, but I got a new phone.
What'd you get?
I got the S21 Ultra Plus.
Jesus, how many cameras does that thing have on it?
Yeah. I wanted the Note. I wanted the new Note because I had the Note 9, which was 2 or 3 generations old at this point, and I still really liked my Note, so I wanted to keep the Note. They were like, yeah, the earliest we can get that for you is November. I was like, that does not really work for the conversation we're having right now. So I had to settle.
Yeah. So what we do is we normally buy phones that are new, but they're a few years old. And my phone bill is $110 a month because we never have phone payments ever.
I
You
mean,
know,
ours came down significantly. So I think our phone bill right now is like 140, and then our internet is 69.
I don't know what kind of blood magic you got where you're from, but
It was bundles.
last time I had a contract, my phone bill was $250 for two people.
So it was because we got them bundled. So because we have 2 phones on the plan and we have auto pay, that's $20 off of that bill. And then
Mhm.
because we got the TV, or the not the TV, the internet as well, that's an additional $20 off of the TV bill.
Hmm.
So we actually ended up saving because we were paying like 200 no, we were paying like 160 a month for Comcast for cable and internet. But we
Hmm.
have all the streaming services either included through Verizon or that we just pay for. Some of them we just pay, like HBO Now or whatever, or HBO Max we just pay for, right? Stuff like that. So not having cable, not a super big deal.
You know what felt so good?
What's that?
I got fiber, right? It
It does
felt
feel good.
so good when
I
I
need to make.
talked. Hold on. That's not what felt good. I mean, it felt good, but I'm talking like what felt great was getting in that Comcast live chat and saying cancel.
And they tried to talk you out of it about 6 times.
They're like, "Well, we really want to know what's going on so we could present the best options."
My best
And
option is for you to go pound sand.
I said the best option is to cancel, and cancel means cancel where I'm from. Just throwing that out there. So then they're like, "Is there anything else we can help you with today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you can refund me for like the last month that I haven't used your service." Well, you'll have to call 1-800 Comcast sucks ass to get that. Well, sounds about right.
So they came out. They install. I have fiber. I should have fiber here. I have fiber speed. I have gigabit speeds here. But the technician that came out was like, he just used an old Cat 5 cable that was already hanging in like through the basement where he would have to wire it, and like hooked that up, and he was like, good enough. And I was like, that's a Cat 5 cable. You need a Cat 6 to be able to get the gigabit speeds. The Cat 5 can't move that kind of bandwidth. And he was like, no, yeah, it can. It can't. It can't. So my internet is significant. Like my upload speeds before were anywhere from 7 to 11 megabytes a second.
Megabits, yeah.
Megabits a second. With when you use a VPN, it does slow down your internet speed a little bit. But with my VPN active right now, I get 600 down, and I'm getting 140 up. So it's a significant improvement, but I'm supposed to be getting 900 down and up.
Do you want to know what I'm getting?
What's that?
I'm getting 933 up, 927 down.
You have no excuse not to be streaming in 4K.
Well, the excuse for not streaming in 4K is the fact that
your computer would actually catch on fire.
Well, so plugged into the GPU slot on the motherboard is actually a russet potato. So,
oh, have you given any more thought to what you and I talked about the other day, where you were thinking about buying a pre-built?
Yeah, so
I actually saw a TikTok today. Walmart has like a really nice $650 pre-built by HP.
They do. Hold on.
No. Here, let me see if I can't find it. I was watching he was talking about it.
You're capping.
No, it was an HP. It was an HP gaming desktop for $650. It's better than the computer you're using now.
I'm looking now.
Here it is, I think. $629. HP Pavilion Gaming Desktop TG01. Let me look at the specs.
Where are you seeing this?
Do you want me to send you the link?
I see it. It's got 2.5 stars.
So it says it has an AMD Ryzen 5600G desktop processor, an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650 Super, which is significantly better than what you're using now.
Yeah, that's true.
That's $650. Like, for what you were planning on, if you wanted to do a dual PC setup, if you're just gaming on one and just streaming on the other, that's a solid upgrade.
What do these reviews say? Look at this review. Misleading description and price. I ordered the computer and was told it would come 2 days after. I waited 5 days for it to come, which wasn't such a problem until it turns out it came with a cheaper graphics card. I paid for a 1650 Super and got an RX 5500. If I wanted an AMD GPU, I would have bought an AMD GPU. Jeez. Oh, Lord.
Out of the person that says ran Sims 4 well, but became a piece of crap on day 2 when I purchased because of Windows 10 update. Nothing is clickable. Well, LaShonda, if you got your teenage son to stop looking at porn through the entire night, had the computer for 1 day, and you overload it with so many viruses, an immunologist couldn't help it. But to be fair, it's got 4 reviews. So it's got 1 5-star review.
Okay, so Here's my take on what I think happened in each of these situations. Okay, so misleading description and price. Mr. Chase down there, he got the PC after somebody returned it.
Probably.
Somebody swapped out the GPU and returned it. I
Probably.
guarantee you. That's number one.
GPU not showing up is probably just not seated correctly, and that is someone that didn't know better enough to
the dude probably plugged his monitor into onboard video.
Yeah. I refuse to believe that Lashonda that's a porn thing. That is a porn virus hit your computer after one day of it being installed in your house. That kid was watching the worst stuff in 4K.
I mean, it was probably who started Microsoft again? Bill Gates. It's probably Bill Gates and Epstein trying to recruit. Jesus, I'm sorry.
Look, I'm just saying, like.
All right,
for that price, that's a decent computer. And I'm
gonna bookmark this and come back to it.
And if you were thinking about using this backup computer as your streaming PC,
yeah,
AMD, because you have Intel right now, right?
What for
your current
CPU?
computer? Yeah, you have an Intel CPU right now.
No, I have a AMD. I have one that's close to yours, I think.
Mine's the 3900X.
I can find out for you. Hold on. I don't memorize my specs because I don't really care.
I had to kit out my PC when I ordered it.
Well, yeah, I have a 3700X.
Yeah, that's right along there.
Yeah, 8-core. So the only thing I'm wondering about with this, what's the benchmark for the Ryzen 5 5600G?
Oh,
it's a 6-core. No solid state drive, but at least it doesn't look like it. But I guess that's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing.
You could for very cheap put a solid state drive in there.
Yeah.
It's not got much hard drive capacity, but you again, if you're just streaming through it, you wouldn't necessarily need an SSD.
Yeah.
Like if you're planning on using this for your backup, you wouldn't need to use it for your SSD. If you wanted to make this your main and your current computer your backup, you just take the SSD out of your computer and shove it in this thing.
True. So okay. So you're thinking this would be the one running OBS, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So that your current PC only has to game. And then you run a capture card of sorts from your gaming PC into this other PC. And all the other PC is doing is encoding and sending out that video.
Yeah. That's interesting. I'm going to come back to that for sure.
I saw a TikTok of it and I was like, that's impressive.
What were they playing in the TikTok?
I'd have to go back and look at it. They weren't gaming. They were reviewing that PC. They were like, hey, like, I was looking to upgrade. It was a similar... What made me like it was a similar issue to you, is the person was like, well, I wanted to update my GPU for a while, but because graphics cards are just dummy thick expensive, I wanted to just look at buying a pre-built and using that. And so they went that route and got an upgrade out of it. But so, like, let me go on Amazon really quick. I want to look up what a 1660 Super is running on Amazon. Like, how much is that graphics card alone running? Okay, yeah, so, a 1660 Ti is running for the price of that PC.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, no, this is okay. So this would be what you were looking at. Um yeah, so that graphics card is the price of that PC, just so you know. Like if you just wanted to get a 1660 Super on Amazon right now, $695.49 is the cheapest price right now. Can we talk about how
You know,
insane that is?
what do you think about all the stuff they're doing in China to restrict gaming,
You mean with
like one
like
hour a
limiting
night?
people's play hours?
Yeah.
Um,
And they finally banned Bitcoin mining in China.
I mean, how are they
So,
going to crack down on that fully?
well, when they see the power, I'm assuming that they have some sort of visibility to their infrastructure there. When they see the power bill, so to speak, for these warehouses full of PS4 Pros booted to Linux mining crypto, I think they're going to realize. You know what I mean? It's like seeing the electric bill of the people that, are running like underground dispensaries in the US.
I would assume that the folks that have been doing that have made enough money that they are going to offshore their
Oh yeah.
mining venture. They're going to just
Yeah.
move it. So it might not be happening in China, but I don't think like the folks that were doing that hand over fist made enough money that they can transplant that operation. So that operation will wind up somewhere like Pakistan where land and everything is dirt cheap.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
So you and I talked in my 20-minute rant video last week. I talked a little bit about why I've been personally streaming so much on YouTube recently.
Right?
But part of like what was frustrating about what was happening with Twitch and what has been going on with Twitch is that the hate raids and the just the negativity like that comes from sometimes streaming on Twitch with stagnation and growth, having to constantly worrying about building your platform up on other sources to bring folks into your Twitch. And then the hate raiders is a really big thing. And Twitch was silent on it for a really long time, which was disconcerting for me. Something that was such a big deal for so many users on the platform. And like with that being said, it's not fair to state that problem without acknowledging the situation that Twitch winds up in, both for Twitch itself as a business and the creators on Twitch. Because the solution, right, is to make the access to Twitch more difficult, correct? But that causes a problem where when you make it more difficult to sign up on a site, you are invariably going to see less traffic on that site.
I logged into my account to see, and I had, dude, there's so many followers that say user not found now. If I go through like my feed,
Hmm.
like my activity feed, it's so many. But like I was reading this on Twitter, and some of the people that were responding to that were just the most ignorant people in the world because a lot of what they're doing is basically in the realm of like two-factor authentication, things like that, where you have to verify
Well,
your
that's
account with a
that's
PIN code
100%
or
what they're doing.
whatever.
So
But these people that were reading this are thinking that you have to type your phone number in Twitch chat or something to be able to chat. Like
I
it.
mean, I'm not surprised that people are dumb, Wrath. You,
But dude, I mean the amount of comments that I read where people thought that's what you had to do was just astounding.
no. Firstly, as a streamer, I would never make someone give up private and personal information to join the community. Being online, like there is a sense of anonymity, and I think if folks want to maintain that sense of anonymity, so long as they aren't being malevolent, I don't see an issue with that, right? But also, people are dumb. Like I'm not. I don't want to touch too much on that, but people. Yeah, I know people are dumb. But so have you looked at the changes like on your Twitch dashboard under your moderation? So
No.
I actually tuned mine yesterday. So you can have it set so that for someone to type in your chat, they have to have a verified email and a verified phone number. They don't need that to watch, but the way they've configured it is you can customize how long someone has to have been a follower, how long someone has to have been verified for. So like in my stream, you have to have a Twitch account older than 1 week, and you have to have a verified phone number and email. Like not follower only or anything like that. Anyone can chat in my chat, but you have to have registered an email and a phone number to that account. Have to have.
I don't know why some of that was in place already, and I think they've just upgraded it a little
They
bit.
have.
But I don't know why this was such a long-winded issue for them. I mean, they got what, like probably 5,000 people working on Twitch, right?
It's about that actually.
And
You're actually
and
pretty close to right. It's like
and you know
5,500.
how many of those people are just like systems engineers and you know
The
computer
difference.
security?
So
Yeah.
you and I have talked about Devin Nash in the past, and he
Hmm.
actually spoke directly about this, what you're bringing up.
Hmm.
And the people like those system engineers and like those back end developers know next to nothing about what is going on the platform because that has almost nothing to do with their jobs until they have an assignment where, hey, we need you to create this UI or this functionality. Their job is to make sure that when people hit live, that video makes it out to the internet where other people can watch it. Like that's where most of the resources for those engineers and back end developers go to.
I mean, I get that, but I feel like that job was done so they can go ahead and check off that ticket. Make videos go to the internet. Okay,
Look,
we
look,
did it.
I'm telling you, just because something worked yesterday does not mean it will work today. Like a regular part of my job is fixing something that I just fixed last week because it broke
I,
again.
I bet if Bill Gates did it, it would work fine every time.
Well, he didn't. Jeff Bezos did it. Amazon did it. Actually,
Hey, I don't.
Amazon purchased that company and then whatever.
This is kind of old news, but wasn't it weird? Those two billionaires that were like fighting over who could, spend the most money to go to space first. Wasn't that such a weird flex? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but you know what's weirder? The one
What?
that won went, I have a scheduling conflict. I can't go. I'm going to send this 18-year-old child in my place.
I don't know, man. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, and I'm like, how
Wrath. I want you to
how
imagine. Wrath. No,
important do you
no,
have
no.
to feel that you are that you can just reschedule the first private manned flight to space
Wrath,
and just give
do
up
you know how
your
much he
ticket?
paid for that ticket?
I'm sure a lot, but I mean, just because
Guess.
he paid a
Just
lot,
guess. Guess.
like $1 billion, I'm sure
Not
it's
that
a
high.
ton.
Not
It's
that
a
high.
ton. It's a ton.
23 million. He paid 23 million dollars for that plane ticket.
Yeah, but if your net worth is over $1 billion, is 23 million really anything to you?
I mean, I would hope, but yeah, no.
No, it's all
That's ins-
relative.
that's insane.
So we got to talk about Battlefield 2042 because that game looks like it's going to be crazy.
I mean,
The
120
ba-
person lobbies on PC is going to be nutty.
well, so in the situation that I'm in, I'll have to look up the PC specs and depending on what I'm going to do. I was kind of excited because I saw that it was also being released for previous gen consoles, right? So I've got a PlayStation 4 Pro that's, not that old at this point. So I was kind of excited to know that, they were still showing some love to the previous gen and I wouldn't have to upgrade anything yet. But I noticed that they're cutting the lobbies in half. So there's not going to be any sort of cross gen play going
What
on.
graphics card do you have?
Well, what I have now is a GTX 1650.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you meet the minimum requirements. Do you want to know what the recommended requirements are?
What?
A 3060.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's 120 player lobbies with planes and helicopters and tanks and a tornado that
Jesus.
will suck you into it and will literally just turn into a bot NATO. You know what I mean?
I'm going to see if my computer can even run it. I'm pretty sure.
Well, you got a 2080. I'm pretty sure that probably benchmarks above a 3060. It
Okay.
just got real quiet.
I was trying to my my antivirus. Okay, calm down. I closed it. Calm down. My antivirus did not like that I tried to run a hey, can my PC run this game inspect. Didn't like it. I'm assuming I'd be able to run it. I have a
Yeah,
2080 Ti.
probably.
It'd probably be all right.
Probably. But
Probably not on max ultra 120, but I could probably pull like
yeah.
1080p 144.
So you said recommended as a 3060? Is that what you said?
Yep. It says
Yeah.
recommended as 3060. Minimum though is a 1050. You're well past 1050.
Nah, 1050 I think is actually better than mine.
You have a 1660.
I have a 1650.
Okay, those
So
numbers work linearly, Wrath.
No, they don't. So the 1050 is the previous generation to the 2050.
Yeah. The 1650 falls within that generation.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because before the 1050 they had the 900 and then the 800 series.
Hold on, let's look. GTX 1650.
I'm almost
compared
positive. A GTX 1050.
Hmm.
I'm almost positive I'm right.
Oh, looks like you're right. I'm wrong.
Because the next step up from the 1660 is the 20 series. Like you had the 7, 8, and 900 series, and then it went to
Yeah.
the 10s, and you went from the 10 series up to the 1660, and I think after the 1660 it moves into the 20 series.
We should start doing PC part reviews so we can get freebies, honestly, because I really need a new GPU. I really need a new GPU.
Nvidia, how many retweets Nvidia? How many? All right.
Yeah.
I've seen the power of the boys on social media. Okay? We can make something happen. You just let us know. How many?
I'm running out of water, son, bro. I'm gonna have to get the whiskey out soon. Jesus, what are you drinking from?
Wolnir.
Sunbro has legit a whole Primo water container sitting by his desk.
It's a gallon water bottle.
It looks like you're drinking from the entire Office Primo water bottle.
It's not that big. It's only as big as my head.
I think you're underestimating how big your head is.
I fill that up daily.
Your head? I know.
Yeah. No, the water bottle. I try to make sure I drink enough water because I drink so much goddamn caffeine. I just try to like make sure I'm staying hydrated.
What's your favorite caffeinated beverage other than coffee? I know you know what mine is.
Like, you mean energy drink?
Whatever. Well,
I mean, I have actually switched from drinking regular Coke to Coke Zero. I'm going to dumpster my body. I can be conscientious about it. But for energy drinks, I really, really like watermelon Red Bull. And probably the orange creamsicle rain is probably the best tasting energy drink I've ever had.
Really?
Yes, it's delicious. With that being said, Bang, though. Bang will put a pep in your step. Because it's literally just pre-workout disguised as an energy drink.
Yeah, when you have to take vitamin supplements to cancel out the dilative properties of caffeine associated with Bang Energy just to be able to drink it, I think that's a problem.
Yeah. I drank 2 Bangs one time, and I felt the top of my head buzzing.
Yeah.
Like, I am not someone that usually will, like, succumb. Like, I literally, as we were starting, I drank a cup of coffee just to get a little bit more. Like, I have 2 cups of coffee every day, like, in my thermos that I take to work. And that'll last me until, like, noon. And then typically, like, I might have a soda with lunch. And then I get home, and I need to get, like, a little bit of something to put a pep in my step when I get home.
So, have you taken a look at some of this gameplay from Battlefield 2042? I watched the beta trailer and it looks nuts, dude.
I've watched what they've released publicly, but not. $2042 beta trailer. Right, let's see if we can't bring this up on the big screen. And let me All right, let's give this the old looky loo.
Okay, squads. Strategy's simple. Capture your objectives. Take
This game is so pretty. It looks so good.
I know, man.
Hostile close!
I actively see people killing their teammates on accident with some of those vehicles.
Watch out!
That's sick. That's literally that's a whole rocket exploding.
Dude, like I'm questioning at this point whether it's even worth getting another PC or if I should just try to get my hands on a next gen console. You know what I mean?
Back to Amazon really quick.
Oh, wait, they're out of stock.
No, I'm sure you can find them. I'm sure they're on there for like triple the price of a new GPU. Okay, well, I know you're going to get a PS5 because you're a scrub. Okay. So, if you wanted to get a PS5, the lowest price I'm seeing is $1,099 right now.
That seems like a steal.
For a $500 console? Absolutely. Now let's.
I meant from me. Like they're stealing from me.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go back to Walmart.com. Let's assume that you're willing to spend $1,000.
You know they got these things made. They're just stacked up in a warehouse waiting on Black Friday. You know they got them. They got to have them.
They do. I think people have them.
You mean to tell me that they don't have this stuff stacked up in a warehouse 2 months? Not even. Like what, 50 days from Black Friday? They've got this stuff. It's in the supply chain. It's probably in the Suez Canal or something.
Okay. They are really just cramming 1660 Supers into everything.
It's because they ran out of everything else. It's got to be what it is.
Why is this one more expensive? They have a more. So the computer that we looked at with the 1660 or the 1650 Super.
Yeah.
Oh, they have a new posting. How is this one different? What are the specs on this? They have the same PC that you and I looked at a minute ago, except for $1,000. Let's go to Let me who there's a an OEM not an OEM. What's there's a system integrator. Who It's the original company is Digital Storm. Oh, Redux. So
Okay.
Digital Storm is a premier, like premium system integrator. They build premium PCs, but when I say premium, I mean like $10,000+ PCs, right? But
Okay.
they have another company that's like a daughter company of it called Redux PC. BuildRedux.com. They charge you zero markup on the parts. They charge a flat $75 build fee, and they let you customize your computer. With that being said, you can definitely tell that the market for GPUs has gone up. The low they're like so they have a build your own option, but their low end build is at $1,800 right now for good.
Wow. When you say for good, what do you mean?
Like they have three tiers. So they have good, they have
Mhm.
better, they have best.
Okay.
Good comes in
What's good
at
coming up?
eight. I'm looking at it now. I'm viewing build. Here, let me. Okay, good. It comes with a Ryzen 5 5600. It comes
Okay.
with 16 gigabytes of dual DDR4 dual channel RAM, uh, master liquid cooling. It has the X570 AMD motherboard, Wi-Fi, 600-watt ATX 80 Gold Plus power adapter, four RGB fans, a 500 gigabyte NVMe M.2, and a 3060.
I mean, honestly, that's probably pretty reasonably priced.
It's at cost. It's at cost. There's no markup on the parts. That's their thing. That is literally
Well,
their thing.
the markup is already in it. It's just they don't mark it up anymore. But yeah.
What's what you would pay?
Yeah.
Like if you at MSRP, what you would pay for a 3060? Wait. Why is good a 3060? Here, wait. Let's. You don't. I mean, it would be nice to have a 3060. That's what Prezi fucking went all out and did. All right. But let's say we didn't get the 3060. What if you just went with graphics? Okay, so are those the only? So it goes up, but that is actually they don't even have any of the 20 series, which is weird. Like you can get a 1650 or a 1660 for less. Save money there. They're actually out of the 3060 12 gigabyte. You would have to get the 3060 Ti, which is a little more expensive. Well, actually, no. So they know they're out of stock. That's what they kitted it with. That's what they had planned on that going in. A 3060 is a lot of performance. That is like as close to top. So wait, Where are they cutting corners? I mean, they're cutting corners a little bit on the GPU, I guess. But still a 6 cores is
That's the CPU, but yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Yeah, I don't know. What's your opinion on streaming from a laptop but playing on a desktop?
What does the laptop have in it?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could find a laptop too that also had some good stuff in it. Potentially for cheaper than a desktop.
You'd be surprised. Now, granted,
Oh.
Ninja bought a gaming laptop. That's actually a super good deal. Jesus.
So here's an Acer Nitro 5 with a
The-
10th gen Intel Core i5
And a 3050
and a 3050 Ti.
for $899. It's a really good deal.
Could be an option.
If you were going to do that, though, if you'll go down one row, you'll see the MSI GF63.
Mm-hmm.
GTX 1650 Max Q. That's a really good graphics card, and the MSI is a really good manufacturer.
What was it called again?
The MSI GF63 thin.
I think I got a different page than you.
That's fair. Some of these prices just don't make sense. Like,
I see.
why? So I'm also looking at the MSI Katana. It comes with an RTX 3050 Ti. Price comes in at $1,021. But then there's the Evo gaming laptop that comes in with a GeForce RTX 2060 for more expensive than the 3050 Ti.
Well, the 2060 might benchmark better than the 3050.
It won't.
You sure?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I'm positive the 3050 Ti the 3050 Ti benchmarks on par with a 2080 Ti. On par, sorry, with a 2080 Ti. Like for reference of where the scale is on how much better the performance is on those 30 series cards, the lowest end 30 series card, the 3050, benchmarks on par with a 2080 Ti. It's like 10 or 15% better. But as you move up in the 30 series, you get significantly more performance. But like it's odd that like RTX 2070.
So we just
$1,400.
we just turned this podcast into a Walmart.com speed run.
That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. So we were talking about new games coming out. Like we talked about Diablo is coming out. We talked about Battlefield 2042 coming out. There's another game that came out, New World, and New World is getting really good reviews, but it is still bricking people's GPUs.
Do you mean Q World?
Q? What do you mean by Q World?
Q World? Everyone had to queue up to play it.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm dumb. Yeah. So
well,
actually,
like you said, people are dumb.
I didn't make myself the exception to that rule. What's funny is that people are having to queue up, and so to avoid the queue, there are people that are like running macros so that they perpetually run in the game so they don't get AFK timed out. But that's literally causing, like, it's literally people trying to stay away from the problem that are causing that problem.
Really? Mm-hmm. How so?
Well, people in MMOs will just not log out. Like, that's very standard behavior. In fact, it's something even that I've seen in Final Fantasy. Like in Final Fantasy, just recently, like within the last month, Square Enix came out and said, "Hey, look, if you're inactive for longer than 30 minutes, we're gonna start logging you out." Because Final Fantasy didn't have that before, and people would just they would just go to a city, they would stand by like the main city's town square, and they would just leave the game running and then go and do whatever and then come back 8, 10, 12 hours later and pick up rather than loading up the game again. Like that's I don't understand why, but for MMOs, evidently that behavior is very standard. Which is silly. Like the longest queue I've ever hit logging into Final Fantasy was like a minute.
Well, I just don't understand why people wouldn't log out ever. It just seems silly.
Seems like a waste of PC resources, Why just grind your GPU into the dust for no reason?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't. I just feel a certain way about MMOs, which I know how I feel about them. But I was watching Goose play some of it, and it looked pretty interesting. It looked really good. I'll say that.
I really so I downloaded the beta at the request of some of my friends. I think last week. I played about 5 minutes, and I uninstalled it.
Really,
It has Dark Souls like combat.
really.
Real talk. It has Dark Souls like when you're playing, it plays like a Souls game. That's how the movement is. They do not have controller support. Not properly.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can do minor, like I could walk a little bit, but sometimes my walk would break. I could swing a weapon, but like I couldn't dodge. I could sometimes block wouldn't work on the gamepad. And so it was a game I was going to have to play on mouse and keyboard. And an MMO like I played World of Warcraft all on mouse and keyboard. Obviously, that's the only way you can play World of Warcraft, right?
Yeah.
Like for an MMO like World of Warcraft, that's not my preference, but like it is what it is. I can play a game like World of Warcraft on mouse and keyboard. That's fine. But it literally plays like a Souls game. Like you're dodge rolling, you have a light attack, you have a heavy attack, you have a block, you have a parry. It should play on a gamepad.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I know that
It should. It should. Well, even not like you're telling me it's a better to roll. You would rather hit left shift than be on a gamepad with a directional.
So
just think about playing Dark Souls on mouse and keyboard.
I just don't know why this stuff isn't just taken care of in the beginning, because so Battlefield 2042, and this is a small crowd of people probably that do this, doesn't have support for mouse and keyboard on console at launch. They've already said it's not going to be supported at launch.
Is it cross-platform?
I believe so, yeah.
That's stupid then. If it's cross-platform, so this is where I fall on that issue. If it's cross-platform, it should have support for mouse and keyboard, because people will say like, "Oh, you're playing on mouse and keyboard, you have an advantage," which is and isn't true. It's both true and untrue. It's true, but it's disingenuous, and that simple statement doesn't account for everything. Like playing on controller, you get stronger aim assist. Now there's still aim assist on a mouse and keyboard. People that say there's no aim assist on mouse and keyboard are fooling themselves. There is aim assist, but it's significantly less. And you have the benefit of precision accuracy, moving your whole arm holding the mouse. That's the benefit. With the controller, you don't have that precision aiming, so the aim assist is tuned to make up for that, fall, right? So a game like Destiny 2 right now plays pretty well, regardless of your input. Like, I play on controller, I do just fine on PC lobbies. I have been. It felt real different at first when I was getting used to it, but now that I'm used to it, it's fine. Like, I'm fine. And a lot of really good Destiny players play on controller still, even on PC. But it would be one thing to say like, oh, it's an MMO, it should play on mouse and keyboard. But it doesn't play. Firstly, it doesn't play like an MMO. And secondly, Final Fantasy does play like an MMO. And Final Fantasy plays beautifully on a controller. Perfectly.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Perfectly.
Well, you can make it that way. And I think as far as this debate, like some games are inherently by design better on one input or another, right? But I think in games that have mastered the dexterity of both worlds and have got it set up that way for both, I think the input debate, it really doesn't matter. I think it's just a matter of comfort. I don't think that there's...
So you play mouse and keyboard, right?
Yeah.
Would
now,
you,
I mean,
but
I like
even now, would you want to play Would you want to play through the original Dark Souls on mouse and keyboard?
You're assuming I would want to play through the original Dark Souls. I would not.
Would you want to play with any Souls game? Pick your poison. But would you?
I think I prefer controller. Hold on one second. Let me.
Like just think about how awkward it would be to. You're swinging your sword for your light attack. That's a left click while you're moving around with WSAD and rolling with left shift.
So the thing about it is what I really have learned to appreciate about controller is, I play a lot of shooters, but I have these little control freak stick extensions on there.
Hmm.
And then not only that, but I have a tension ring that is underneath this. So you see that
This
little
man's not going into any tournaments. He's got a modded controller.
you see that gray
Yeah.
piece that's like underneath. That's not the top of the I mean, I
It's
guess
a, it's a bushing. That's essentially what
yeah,
it is. It's a bushing.
literally, yeah. It's just like a foam circle that adds tension. So it takes a lot of effort for me to do this, right? A lot more than it should anyway. And I can play Warzone on like 16 cents with this on. And
Which is
still,
really high for Warzone.
yeah, I mean, like default is 8 and it goes up to 20.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the reason that I don't like playing Apex is because I prefer playing games like that on a controller, and Apex doesn't have the same sensitivity ceiling that Call of Duty has that I can almost hit with this stuff on it. So I don't know. These things are great.
Well, that's one thing. Destiny 2 did in an update recently. They actually, so the original sensitivity slider only went to 10 for Destiny 2. They brought it the whole way up to 20. And then on top of that, previously there was a mod called Traction. And what Traction would do is if you were running, it would make it so you would turn faster. That's literally what the mod did. It was a zero cost mod, but it made it so that if you were sprinting, you could pivot quicker. They've eliminated that mod. It's now just a slider. Right in with sensitivity. So you can just get all the benefit of that. You can just tune it to what you like to play with.
Well, I mean, I think that's how it should be.
Yeah.
But I think we got to wrap this up soon, brother. So
I think we do. I think this is a really good episode. This is 22. This is 22.
Jeez.
Yeah, you missed the big 2-0.
Just think in like 18 episodes, it's going to be as old as you. That face, man. Just the instant sour that your face made.
Not even that old.
The funny thing is I'm older than you, but I make all those boomer jokes.
Yeah, no one's going to believe that. You wear the hat. Take off the hat, you're going to age about 10 years.
Listen. Just because there's no hair on the top of my head, but there's plenty on the sides, doesn't mean that I'm not young.
Bro, I have to check sometimes. I'm like, man, I'm getting older. Am I starting to... still got the full head.
Dude, I'm waiting to see what you look like when you finally just decide to stop trimming your beard ever.
The last time I cut it was a few weeks ago. I trimmed it down to a 3. I typically I'll let it like grow out, and then eventually I'll be like, I need to clean up a little bit, and then I shave everything down to a 3.
I know, dude. I'm just expecting, one day we will not have talked for a while or not seen each other for a while or whatever.
I look like Tom Hanks at the end of Castaway.
Yeah, volleyball and everything.
Well said!
Anyway.
Guys, thank you for an amazing episode. Thank you for tuning in. And for those of you that have been stopping in every week, thank you guys too. And we'd be remiss if we didn't bring up our patrons. Thank you, Dark Tower, for tuning in and providing feedback and reaching out and letting us know, like what you think of the episodes and what you'd like to see. And this goes for the rest of you as well. But let us know what you like to see. Let us know what topics you'd like to see us talk about. See you on the next one.